So, are you telling me this is not an arc about jerk-ass Bakugo, nor about the extremely emo Todoroki, but this is actually an arc for the villains? How unexpected. Also not so good, but I can admit this will push the story forward, because I have a very big feeling once the League of Villains wins this, then hope will truly have been destroyed. Because it doesn't matter who wins this so-called war, there will be consequences for this. And I'll try to tell you about that later. The Angry Anime Fan, and this is the Boku no Hero Academia chapter 224. The League of Villains feel a little bit baffled after the declaration. However, twice want to send Giran because he was the one who introduced them to the League of Villains. And it becomes so much that Shiriaki takes off his mask in order to make him, well, not calm down, but in order to make him stop talking. He begins to talk to the doctor, and the doctor does indeed confirm that he heard everything and was also shocked to know that the Liberation Army was alive. Mr. Compass asks about the high-end Nomu, but it turns out that the other children are not ready yet, meaning that Hood-chan, that doctor calls it, I guess because it had a hood, was the first Nomu to be finished, so to speak. And according to, well, the doctor, he needs to have the whole Nomus back if he actually wants to improve them. And it's even, what's more, he actually does says that without All for One, the production has become much harder. And that's the thing. If it really was All for One that gave all these quirks to them, then how is the doctor able to still do this? It is not confirmed yet. So either way, the high-end Nomus are nothing. So then Shiriaki has a different plan. And for some strange reason, I actually had to say that this is actually a good plan. I don't know if it will work, but if it does work, not only will Shiriaki destroy the Liberation Army completely, he will also have given a message to the world that makes them even more feared than they already are, and he will have a powerful underling at long last. So this is the plan. He asks when the monster is gonna wake up, and in 2 hours and 35 minutes. He asks where Dabi is, and that's in me and Siga. He tells him to leave the transport to him, and since they are actually going. And it's then that Shiriaki begins to explain that after a month of fighting, he has discovered that Giga is not invincible. He just has too much HP, as he says it. So, and he can pinpoint Shiriaki easily. So, his plan is a little bit underhanded, but at the same time it is also extremely fitting for someone like Shiriaki. Shiriaki is smarter than he looks. He is scum beneath my feet, but he is actually smarter. The plan is simply to go to that, well, it's not so simple, but go to that town where they're going to go to, fight the Liberation Army for at least 2 hours and 35 minutes. Giga will track down Shiriaki easily, and then Shiriaki will unleash Giga on the Liberation Army. And since Giga is almost practically unstoppable, he will wear him down by making him destroy the Liberation Army. And once he is tired, then Shiriaki will deal the final blow. Effectively, Giga will have proven, Shiriaki will have proven himself to be strong, because he will have. I mean, I don't think it's so difficult to outsmart Giga. No, definitely not. Giga is definitely a very dumb muscle. However, this in the end he will win. So they're going to the town where they will destroy it all. A very large town, mind you, but that is not the Nightmare Terror. The Nightmare Terror comes later when it's revealed that 90% of that town alone is joined with the Liberation Army. That's just how great their influence are. And not only villains, but also heroes. Because it turns out the sliding hero before is also a member of the Liberation Army. Elsewhere, the two of generals of them all begins to appear and arrogantly says to them all that this will be the Liberation Army's Resurrection Festival. And so the fight begins as they all head towards the tower where Giran is. As Toga is being distracted by the woman with the newspaper one, I forgot her name. So we'll see what happens then. So the thing is here that, as I said something in the beginning of this one, if Shiriaki's plan work, he will have destroyed a lot of things. And here's what I mean. Because it's not surprising that heroes, licensed heroes, are also for the Liberation Army. Because I don't think they see their actions as villainous. They see themselves as heroes because they want to, well, maybe they don't want to save people, but they see themselves as heroes. So it's not exactly so strange for them to join up with the Liberation Army. Because they consider that only if they can use their power to their full potential can they save people. Maybe. Or maybe they just want to use their power to abuse others, and they feel like as a heroes they cannot do that enough. But the point is here, what I'm trying to say, if Shiriaki manages to hold out for 230 minutes before Giga appears, and if Giga is unleashed on the town, destroys it along with everybody living there, because let's not forget what Gran Trino said, Giga's power is that of a natural disaster. I don't think he actually, sorry, I said wrong. What I mean when I said I don't think, I said I don't think that he was exaggerating when he said that. I think Giga literally can make that entire town go away if he goes all out. And finally, if Shiriaki succeeds in doing that, then you know what he will have done. Not only will he have single-handedly annihilated the Liberation Army's so-called resurrection, but also he would have crippled the trust in heroism forever. Especially if he broadcasts this after this disaster. Think about it. If heroes... We don't know how many heroes are members of the Liberation Army, but we can all but assume that they are a member of this town alone. This town alone, 90% are part of the army, meaning that this is an illegal town. There is no rules here, there is just fury quirks. The thing is though, how has that been able to be kept hidden from the government? Well, maybe influential people are being protected it. My point is, if Shiriaki actually explains to the media, somehow by taunting or whatever, that this town really was the Liberation Army and he destroyed it all, and heroes were there too, have you any idea how many people who do not follow the Liberation Army's ideals will fall into despair? The trust in heroes will be completely shattered. Which hero can you trust? That is what I fear. So if Shiriaki wins this, he will literally win this. He will become an even greater threat than he already is. And let's face it, he's gonna win this, because despair always wins. But I have to admit, the plan he did, even if it's cheating, it is brilliant. Give me your thoughts if you have any.